Jun-woo lives with his parents and sister and spends his days video game live streaming. One day, while his family is out, the news reports that a mysterious, rapidly spreading disease is causing the infected to eat one another, and the government has lost control. From his balcony, Jun-woo sees masses of people devouring each other. He goes to check outside, but a neighbor barges in and succumbs to infection. Jun-woo barely manages to push him out and lock the door. He receives messages from his parents telling him that they are safe. Jun-woo barricades himself inside and posts a rescue request on social media. No help comes. Within days, the neighborhood is overrun with infected. Though the power stays on, Jun-woo gradually loses access to running water, internet access, and phone networks. He watches a woman attempt to escape the complex, but she is overwhelmed and infected. Eventually, an infected man breaks into Jun-woo's apartment. He narrowly survives, but his food and water supplies run low, and he resorts to his father's liquor cabinet for sustenance. As he hallucinates about his family, his phone network is restored momentarily, and he receives a voicemail from his family, recording their last moments. In a fit of rage, he leaves the apartment but runs into hordes and retreats back home. Driven by loneliness, he prepares to hang himself but stops when he sees a laser pointer beam. It comes from an apartment opposite his balcony where another survivor, Yoo-bin, lives. They begin signaling to each other daily. Seeing that Jun-woo is hungry, Yoo-bin connects their apartments with a homemade zip line and sends him food. An infected manipulates the zip line, causing Yoo-bin's table to fly and strikes her, knocking her out. The infected begins to climb up the strength of her apartment. Jun-woo distracts it with his flying drone long enough for Yoo-bin to wake up and kill it. Jun-woo decides to search for food supplies in neighboring units. He finds food and walkie-talkies, but is ambushed by an infected. He escapes and sends a walkie-talkie to Yoo-bin. Realizing that they will die if they stay put, the pair make a plan and reach the 8th floor of Jun-woo's apartment together. A lone zombie alerts the horde, but a man emerges from an apartment and saves them. In his home, the pair accepts the man's food. However, the food is drugged. The stranger cuffs the pair, then tries to feed Yoo-bin to his infected wife. Jun-woo threatens the stranger with the gun he found. Yoo-bin gets a bag over the infected wife's head, then releases the zombie upon her husband. She shoots them both, but the gunshots attract the infected. Yoo-bin asks Jun-woo to mercy kill her, however, Jun-woo hears helicopters outside. The pair decide to make a break for the rooftop. Chased by the infected, they reach the roof. Just as the infected break through, a helicopter begins shooting the horde down. Soldiers load the pair onto the helicopter. Suddenly, voiceover by an anchorman explains that wireless networks are being restored and the military has begun rescuing survivors who made social media posts. Thanks for watching video.